Imagine a barren space, lifeless, dull, and then picture it transforming into a vibrant, colorful garden. Yes, this could be your own backyard. We're embarking on a journey of transformation, of growth. From the first seed planted to the last flower blooming, we'll guide you through each step of creating your very own flourishing sanctuary. Picture the colors, the fragrances, the sense of accomplishment. Ready to dive into the world of flower gardening? Here we go. The first step to creating your garden is choosing the right location. Location is the secret ingredient to a successful garden, like the perfect seasoning in a delectable dish. Now you might wonder, what makes a location right? Well, there are three key elements to consider: sunlight, soil quality, and water availability. Sunlight is the lifeblood of your garden, and most flowering plants thrive in a good 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day. Think of it as the garden's daily dose of vitamin D. Soil quality, on the other hand, is like the bed where your plants sleep. It should be rich, well-draining, and balanced. Lastly, water availability. While it's essential to keep your garden hydrated, you don't want to drown your plants. The right location would ideally have easy access to water, but also offer good drainage to prevent waterlogging. So, take a moment, observe your space, and choose wisely. With the right location, your garden is off to a great start. Now comes the fun part: choosing your flowers. The key to a vibrant year-round garden is variety. You'll want to select a mix of species that bloom at different times of the year. This way, as one type of flower fades, another comes into bloom, keeping your garden lively and colorful throughout the seasons. Let's start with spring bloomers. Tulips are a favorite choice for many, with their variety of colors and classic shape. They announce the arrival of spring and can be a stunning first act in your blooming play. As spring gives way to summer, roses take the stage. These timeless beauties are available in a plethora of colors and forms. From climbers to shrubs, hybrid teas to floribundas, there's a rose for every garden. They bring not only color but also fragrance, making your garden a sensory delight. For the fall season, chrysanthemums, or mums as they are affectionately known, are the stars. Their bold blooms, ranging from sunny yellows to deep burgundies, can brighten up your garden as the days start to shorten. And let's not forget about winter. Yes, there are flowers that can brave the cold. Consider adding hellebores to your garden. Often called Christmas roses, these hardy plants can bloom even in the snow, providing a splash of color in the otherwise bleak landscape. Now these are just a few examples. The world of flowers is vast and diverse, with each species bringing its own charm to your garden. You might also want to consider factors like the size of the plant, its care requirements, and how it fits in with the rest of your garden design. Remember, your garden is a reflection of you. It's your canvas, and the flowers are your paint. So, feel free to experiment, mix and match, and create a garden that speaks to your personal style. And of course, local garden centers and nurseries are treasure troves of information. Don't hesitate to ask for their advice when choosing your blooms. With a mix of these flowers, your garden will be a riot of colors all year round. So go ahead, let your creativity bloom and create a garden that's uniquely you. Every gardener needs the right tools. And in the realm of flower gardening, there are a few must-haves. First up, gloves. They protect your hands from thorns, splinters, and that sneaky insect that thinks it's hide-and-seek champion. Next, we have the trowel. This small handheld shovel is perfect for digging holes for your plants and for scooping out weeds. Then comes the watering can. It's not just about pouring water onto your plants, it's about evenly distributing it, making sure every part of your flower bed gets a drink. Finally, the pruners. These are your go-to for trimming back overgrowth and cutting off dead or diseased parts of your plants. Each of these tools has its own role, like characters in a play, and together they help you perform the magic of gardening. Short demonstrations of each tool in use will help you understand their functionality better. Armed with these tools, you're ready to dig in. A healthy garden starts with healthy soil. So, let's dive into the magic of soil preparation. This is the stage where you lay the foundation for your garden, and it's as exciting as it sounds. Think of your soil as a buffet table for your plants. You want to make sure it's offering a well-rounded diet, How do you do that? By enriching it with compost and other organic matter. Compost is the secret ingredient that turns just dirt into nutrient-rich soil. It improves the structure of the soil, boosts its fertility, and helps it retain moisture. Start by spreading a 2 to 3 inch layer of compost over your garden bed. Then, mix it into the top 4 to 6 inches of your existing soil, using a garden fork or a tiller. This process, known as double digging, helps to aerate the soil and allows the roots of your plants to penetrate more deeply. And voila! Now your soil is ready to nurture your plants. It's time to get your hands dirty and plant your seeds. Planting is an art, a delicate dance between nature and nurture. The first step is understanding spacing. It may be tempting to cluster your seeds together, but remember, plants need room to grow. Typically, smaller flowers like marigolds and pansies need about 6 to 8 inches apart, while larger ones like sunflowers may need 2 feet or more. It's a good idea to check the seed packet or plant label for specific spacing guidelines. Next comes depth. The general rule of thumb is to plant seeds 2 to 3 times as deep as their width. But don't fret if you plant a little deeper or shallower. Nature is forgiving. Seeds have an incredible knack for finding their way up to the sunlight. Now let's talk about care for young plants. When you're transplanting seedlings, be gentle. Their roots are delicate and can easily be damaged. Hold the seedling by its leaves, not the stem, as the stem is more susceptible to bruising. Dig a hole deep enough for the roots to fully extend. Once the seedling is in place, backfill the hole and lightly press the soil around the base of the plant. Watering immediately after planting is crucial. It helps settle the soil and gives the plants a much-needed drink. Be mindful not to flood the area. A gentle shower will do just fine. And last but not least, mulch. Mulching around your plants can help retain moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. It also adds a neat, finished look to your garden. Choose organic mulch like shredded bark, straw, or compost, which will enrich your soil as it decomposes. Remember, gardening is not about being perfect. It's about learning, experimenting, and growing along with your garden. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're just opportunities to learn and grow. With your plants in the ground, you're one step closer to a blooming garden. A garden needs care and attention to flourish. Just like us, plants need water to survive. But beware, too much or too little can be harmful. It's a delicate balance. Water most plants about once a week, but always check the soil first. If it's dry 2 inches below the surface, it's time to water. Now let's talk timing. Watering in the early morning or late evening can prevent water evaporation, ensuring your plants get the hydration they need. And remember, when watering, aim for the roots, not the leaves, to avoid the growth of mold and diseases. Maintenance is equally important. Regularly remove weeds, as they compete with your plants for nutrients. Also, keep an eye out for any pests or diseases. Early detection can save your garden. Lastly, don't forget to feed your plants with compost or a slow-release fertilizer. This will provide them with the nutrients they need to grow. With regular care, your garden will thrive. Now let's take a look at some inspirational transformations. Imagine a patch of earth, barren and devoid of life, transforming into a lush paradise of blooming flora. Picture the journey of a beginner gardener, from the first seed planted to the first flower blooming. This is the magic of gardening, a transformation not only of the earth but also of the person tending it. Here are some examples of real transformations by beginner gardeners. Each story is unique, yet all share a common thread: the joy of nurturing life from the soil. Consider the tale of a retired teacher who turned her empty backyard into a floral oasis. With time, patience, and a newfound love for gardening, she filled her space with an array of vibrant roses, tulips, and daisies, bringing color and life to every corner. Or, think of the young couple who decided to create a flower garden from scratch. Despite their initial lack of knowledge, they learned the craft and transformed their barren patch into a blooming sanctuary that now serves as a haven for bees, butterflies, and their neighbors' admiration. These stories are not just about creating beautiful gardens, but about the personal growth that comes with it. The patience learned, the satisfaction felt, and the connections made with nature are priceless. These transformations are just the beginning. Now it's your turn to create your blooming sanctuary.